Welcome back to my channel. I am back with another review, so if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed to my channel. I appreciate you all, and let's just get right into this review. So at the very beginning of this episode, everybody ends up showing up to an event where Spice and Scrappy were performing their song together, and look, they were dancing together on stage. You know, Spice was dancing all over Scrappy, but to me, the cast was doing a little bit too much when they were dancing together because they were trying to make it seem like there was something going on between Spice and Scrappy, and I think that Spice is a little bit more smarter than that to get involved with Scrappy in that type of way, knowing all the drama that happens in all of Scrappy's relationships. But Spice does end up telling everybody that she's not only working on her own album, but she also wants to produce a love and hip hop album with everybody on the cast doing a song. And look, I think that this is actually a really good idea because all these people on the Love and Hip Hop show start saying that they're a part of the music industry, but a lot of them I've never even heard a song from them, so maybe this will help get their names out there because a lot of them who claim that they make music, I don't think that they really do. So at this event, Kirk and Rasheeda end up telling everybody that the woman Jasmine that Kirk cheated on Rasheeda with a few years ago and they ended up having a child together is in trouble with the Department of Children and Family because she hasn't been sending their son to school, and when he does show up to school, he comes in late. And obviously this is a huge issue because you have to make sure your children go to school and that they're well taken care of. But this whole situation just reminds me how crazy Rasheeda looks still being with Kirk, because this is not the only woman that he's cheated on Rasheeda with. This is just the one that he ended up having a child with on her, and the fact that she has to deal with this baby mama drama because Kirk couldn't keep it in his pants is really sad to see. But I don't agree with Jessica White when she asked Rasheeda if she would be willing to have a conversation with Jasmine and try to make her feel more comfortable and try to calm the situation down. That's Kirk's job. He's the one that decided to sleep with this woman and have a child, so it's his job to try to work the situation out. Like, Rasheeda should not have to try to clean up the situation for Kirk, a situation that she didn't even cause. Now, Amy and Karlie really started building their friendship, and she ends up going to visit Karlie because Karlie's birthday just passed, and when she goes to visit Karlie at her restaurant, Karlie is there with this guy that she claims is her new boyfriend and that they're living together. Karlie always has a new man every single season, and I just feel like she needs to learn how to be alone, but apparently she doesn't like to be single, and that's why she's constantly in a relationship with a new guy, relationships that constantly don't end up working out. Now, she said that she ended up ending things with Kai, the guy who was cheating on her last season, who she flipped out on. She said that he was a liar and that the ring that he got her to propose to her with, actually, he didn't even pay for the ring. The ring is actually at the jewelry store. So I knew that he was full of it anyway. I don't know why Karlie ever took a relationship with him seriously, but I'm glad that the relationship with him is done. Now, Karlie ends up telling Amy that her and Bambi are no longer friends because of how disastrous her birthday trip was. She said that the main reason why she's upset with Bambi is because Bambi ended up DMing her boyfriend to find out if he was throwing her a birthday party because she obviously wanted to help plan it and she wanted to come. But Karlie claims that Bambi messaging her boyfriend was crossing the line and crossing boundaries, and she said that, you know, people cheat and mess with other people's men all the time, and so she didn't feel comfortable with it. But I don't understand why she's mad at Bambi for that. Like, obviously Bambi wasn't trying to get with her boyfriend. She was only trying to find out what was going on for Karlie's birthday, and she could have seen that and she could have just asked Bambi not to message her boyfriend anymore because she just felt like it was crossing boundaries. I feel like had she would have talked to Bambi about that, it wouldn't have even escalated as far as it's gone to now. But she also says that she's upset with Bambi because Bambi invited all of her friends on the birthday trip instead of Karlie's friends and family, and I can understand why Karlie would be upset about that. However, when Bambi ended up telling Jessica her side of the story, it gave a more clear picture as to why Bambi had her friends there and not Karlie's friends and family. Because Bambi ended up telling Jessica White that Karlie is upset with her for DMing her boyfriend, and she said that she didn't mean any harm by messaging him. She just wanted to help plan the birthday party, and Karlie's boyfriend asked her to be the one to contact, you know, Karlie's friends and family to let them come on the birthday trip. And she said that when she contacted Karlie's friends and family, everybody said that they could not come on the trip, and that's the reason why she ended up inviting her friends to surprise Karlie so that Karlie wouldn't show up to an event with nobody there. Now, don't get me wrong, I completely understand why Karlie is upset that Bambi ended up inviting all of her friends on her birthday trip instead of her friends and family. However, if Karlie would have had a conversation with Bambi about the situation, she would have known why this whole situation took place, because obviously Karlie's friends and family said that they could not come, and that's the reason why she did this. And also that could have given Karlie the chance to tell Bambi that although she appreciates her wanting to be a part of the process of planning her birthday, she would like it if she would no longer message her boyfriend. Like, Karlie is an extremely exhausting friend to have because she over-exaggerates everything and she makes things bigger than it needs to be. A simple conversation could have made this a lot more easier. But now Amy also has an issue with Bambi because she said that one of her ex-boyfriends from like 13 to 15 years ago came up to her and told her that he was talking to Bambi at one point, and now she's upset about this because she said that Bambi did not tell her that she was messing around with her ex. Now, although I can understand why she would want to know about this, it's not like Bambi and Amy are close friends. They're not really that cool with each other, and on top of that, this is somebody that she dated like 15 years ago, so I don't really know why she cares. It makes me feel like she either still has feelings for this guy or she just wanted to find a reason to have a problem with Bambi, because now she's saying that she's putting together an event, and even though she has an issue with Bambi, she's still going to invite her so that her and Karlie can confront Bambi together. So it's just a really messy situation that could have been handled a completely different way. Now, Scrappy ends up meeting up with Jock, Kirk, and Rollo, and he ends up telling them that him and Erica Dixon, along with Mama D, are trying to open up a restaurant together. And although I think that, it could be good for them to do something that's positive instead of all the drama that constantly happens when it comes to that particular family, I think that it's weird that the history that Erica Dixon has with both Scrappy and Mama D, that she would want to even go into business with the two of them, because if they can't even co-parent a child together without the drama, and they can't even end a relationship together without the drama, then I don't know how all three of them are supposed to work together to have this business. I just feel like it's a messy situation just waiting to happen. I'm gonna be optimistic about it though, and hopefully things work out with it, but I just don't know why Erica wants to get involved with Scrappy and his messy mother again. And apparently Erica Dixon thinks that this is a really good idea to go into business with Scrappy and Mama D, because when Yandy and Rashida end up going to visit her, she tells them that she is going into business with Mama D and Scrappy and that things are going really good between all of them, and that she feels like it's divine timing that her and Scrappy both ended up single around the same time. So that means something definitely is going on with them. Either something's going on between the two of them, or they're just lying and it's just for a storyline to make it seem like there's something going on between the two of them because people really eat it up. Either way, I think that it's good that they're getting along with each other, because I do think that people can move on from the drama that they had in the past, and I think that it's really healthy to move forward and not hold grudges. However, I don't understand why she would want to get involved with Scrappy again in a romantic way, because he's already proven time and time again that when it comes to relationships, he's not really good in them, and I just don't know why she would want to put herself through that again. Now, Yandy ends up telling them that despite all the drama that took place between her and Mendeecees last season, the two of them are actually in a good place right now, and they're in couples therapy. She did say that she did end up going through with giving one of her eggs to her cousin Keisha, despite Mendeecees not being okay with it, but they didn't end up going through with it because there was a chromosomal issue when it came to the egg. So that didn't end up happening anyway, so it almost feels like they went through all that drama in their relationship for no reason at all. And now Rashida ends up telling them about the whole Department of Children and Families that ended up getting involved with Kirk and this woman Jasmine, because their son hasn't been going to school and Jasmine is the one that's not sending the child to school. And I don't agree with Yandy, because Yandy tried to tell Rashida that she needs to try to build some type of relationship with Jasmine just to make the situation a lot easier, and I just don't know why everybody is trying to put it on Rashida to try to make things easier when that has nothing to do with her. She's not the one that stepped out of her marriage and had a child with somebody else. Kirk did, so that's his job to work the situation out. Rashida does not have to talk to this woman Jasmine at all. Now, do I think that at some point they could have a conversation, because obviously Rashida is deciding to stay married to Kirk when he has a child with somebody else, so maybe she should talk to this woman because she's going to have to be around this woman's child. However, I don't think that it's her job to try to build a relationship with this woman, nor is it her job to try to fix the situation between her and Kirk. So it's the night of Amy's event and everybody shows up to support her, and she ends up having a conversation with Chaotic and Zel where she tells them that she has an issue with Bambi because Bambi was talking to one of her exes from like 10 to 15 years ago. And I agree with Zel. Like, I don't always agree with Zel, but this time I do. He told her that he doesn't understand why she's upset about something when it's a guy that she dated like 15 years ago. She doesn't even know that guy anymore at this point. I agree with him. I think it's stupid that she's so upset about it. I think if the reason she's upset upset is because Bambi didn't tell her about it, then maybe that's okay for her to be upset with that. And I feel like she can have a conversation with Bambi about it. But as far as her getting so upset that she wants to beef with Bambi about it, to me is stupid. Now, Chaotic can be funny, but he also takes things a little bit too far, because when Scrappy walks over there, he immediately starts talking really loud, yelling about how Bambi is talking to one of Amy's exes, and Scrappy tells him straight up he doesn't want to hear about it because it's none of his business and he has nothing to do with it, and that he wants Bambi to live her life because he's living his life too. And to me, that was a mature way for him to go about it. I don't know why Chaotic thought that, you know, Scrappy would want to know anything about that anyway. I just feel like he's a bit messy. Now, Zel ends up seeing that Santana is at this event, and he decides to pull him to the side because he wants to know why he was blocked. Now, the two of them are not together anymore. You know, Santana is the one that ended the relationship because he didn't want to be with Zel anymore, and Zel seems to be the one that's having a very hard time letting go. But I don't understand why he cares if he's blocked by somebody that he's no longer in a relationship with. Like, why do you care if this person blocked you? So I just feel like Zel needs to get over it at this point. Now, as soon as Amy and Karlie ended up seeing that Jessica and Bambi were together having a conversation, Amy and Karlie felt like it was the right time for them to confront Bambi about the problems that they have with her. So they sit down to have a conversation with Bambi, and Amy was really calm about the way that she was talking to Bambi. So Bambi was willing to listen to what Amy had to say, and Amy explained to her that she's upset at the fact that, you know, Bambi was talking to a guy that she dated like 13, 14, 15 years ago, and she didn't understand why Bambi didn't tell her. But before they could really get into the conversation, Jessica cut in, which was kind of annoying, and she told them that they need to drop it because neither one of them are talking to this guy anymore, so it's not a big deal. And although I do agree with Jessica that it's not a big deal, I think she should have allowed them to finish having their conversation, because now things are not solved, and Amy is saying that she's going to confront Bambi again the next time she sees her. But while Bambi and Amy are trying to have a conversation, Karlie is in the background making all types of faces and throwing her head back, acting really crazy and erratic. So when Bambi ends up asking her why she's acting like that, that's when Karlie starts going off about how Bambi invited all of her friends to her birthday trip instead of inviting her friends and family. And when Bambi tried to explain to her that when she tried to contact her friends and family, everybody said that they could not come, Karlie just would not allow her to talk. And so Bambi was like, well, I contacted your daughter to try to see if she can help me get people to come, but she told me that these people did not want to come. And Karlie took it the wrong way, and she started claiming that Bambi was trying to say that her daughter didn't want to come on the trip, when that's not what she was saying at all. She said that she had contacted her daughter to see if she could help her get people to come to her birthday party. So at this point, Karlie starts flipping out. She's throwing things and yelling about how Bambi contacted her boyfriend and how she thought that it was crossing the line and it was crossing girl code to contact her boyfriend. And at this point, I'm thinking that Karlie must be really insecure, because it's not like Bambi sat there and contacted her boyfriend and was trying to talk to him and flirt with him and get to know him. She was contacting him because she wanted to see what the plans were for Karlie's birthday. If Karlie had an issue with it, I'm sure she would have pulled Bambi to the side and told her that she didn't want her talking to her boyfriend anymore in his inbox, then she would have understood that and they could have dropped the whole situation. Instead, Karlie makes it a big deal and flips out and starts acting crazy. At this point, I feel like Karlie is the problem in all of her friendships, because she falls out with everybody and she makes everything a bigger deal than it needs to be. She's sitting there throwing things around and yelling and screaming, flipping out, acting like a fool. And I'm glad that Bambi was kind of matching Karlie's energy, because Karlie thinks that she can get away with doing stuff like this to people and people are just going to give her a pass because this is the way that she acts. I knew that this friendship was not going to end up lasting, because Karlie is extremely exhausting to have as a friend. So those are my thoughts on this week's episode of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button for me. I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos and hit the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed to my channel. I appreciate you all. And until next time, I will talk to you guys in my next video.